Oh, why hello there. Didn't see you there. I'm TurboTabs. Welcome to teamfortress.tv. Another fine evening of ETF2L Season 28, Week 5. It is our first game of the week, and it is LEGO versus SVIFT. And I'm not alone. I'm joined by the Frenchman himself, Mr. Twiggles. Mr. Twiggy is in the house. How are you doing, Twiggy?
Hello, I'm doing good, but you can't say the Frenchman. There is Ombrac also on the casting desk.
No, man,
this
you're my Frenchman. You're the OG Frenchman. Technically, you're the most senior member of Team Fortress TV right now.
Am I even in the staff for longer than you? I don't think so. Dude.
No, I think you've been around. You've been kicking a little bit longer than me. I would say at least a couple of seasons, anyways. I remember.
But who cares anyway when we have a game to cast, you know?
Yeah, I just want to, cover my bells and whistles right now, and I have to mention the most important whistle of them all. It is Beta, the man who's doing all the important work, pushing all the buttons. And speaking of pushing buttons, Twiggy, I've actually got some fancy little reports here that we can quickly dive into before these games get started. And usually it's customary to go and introduce one of these teams, so I'm going to let you pick the team while I try and fumble around with said buttons myself.
Let's start with the, should we say the favorites, at least the team that I got the privilege to cast twice already this season. Let's start with Swift Gaming.
Alright, wish granted, Twiggy. Let's see if the report will open.
Such production value, man.
I'm literally crossing my fingers.
It works for me, so I believe it works. Yeah, so the Swift roster, do they actually still need some introduction? They featured the top flank players, Silentes and Tiger, with Tiger with his infamous 300 damage per minute topping the charts. Silentes had a very, very good game as well on the previous week against top 5 Rocket, and they are joined by the German old crack clan player Samzi as Pocket Scout. And the newcomers Babs and Polygon will be the medic and the pocket soldier, and the superstar Demoman Ale, the jumper extraordinaire, will be main calling from the Demoman position.
Magical. Let's swiftly move on to LEGO. Just because my report is also broken, so hopefully changing to another report will get me nice and refreshed up. But, alright, okay, I've got the LEGO one working, so I guess I'll do LEGO. We've got Condom on Medic, we've got, not Dr. Phil tonight actually on Demoman, but I guess you get to look at his stats in the meantime. We will actually have Domo covering that class for us, as we will have the captain on main caller, I guess you could say. I guess, then again, it's a bit difficult to pin down who's really the captain of this team, but main caller will be Josh, and the pocket soldier as well. We've got Zen on that pocket scout, Demol on that roaming soldier, and finally Sorex, that very, very troublesome flank scout.
Yeah,
what a team.
Yeah, LEGO has a really good shot against Swift. They are one of the two teams that can actually still defeat Swift this season, the other one being Low Panda. And yeah, I really like that. I really like the play style of Josh as the leading member of the team. Takes a lot of heals, uses a lot of different banners. Overall, very enjoyable to watch, and he's not scared to try different kind of play styles, especially in stalemates. So I believe he has something under the bag to exploit maybe some of the weaknesses of the Swift roster. Namely on Snakewater, as Tiger told us last week, they didn't feel very confident on mid. And also they have maybe the weakest link, if we can call him this way, in the person of Polygon. Maybe they can exploit these during Uber trades or something. But I'm sure Josh has something prepared for us tonight.
Yeah, you can even see the stats that I brought up on screen for you, Twiggy. That if you compare between Polygon and Josh, you can see that Polygon's only really contributing around 17% of his, I guess, of the worth of this team, whilst Josh is kind of a powerhouse on this team. He's delivering at least 24% of the damage, a good 19% of actually the kills himself as well, and it's quite unheard of really for a pocket in this day and age where you get a lot of scouts kind of doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah, but to be fair to Polygon, it's also a playstyle difference where the heals of Swift are much more spread across the scouts and alley than they are on LEGO side. So yeah, all things considered, Polygon just plays a bit of a loser-ish style. But this also in turn can be exploited by Josh if he wants to, by trading Ubers, because maybe he can expect that Polygon won't be around or won't be fully buffed as much as him. So maybe that would give him some room to work on the stalemates if any stalemates should happen. But that's not certain at all.
I did briefly touch upon about how it may be a more scout-centric, I guess, meta, I suppose, if you can really call it that. I mean, the meta's been around for so long right now, it kind of makes you wonder if it's even, you can even call it a meta. But
yes,
I just want to point out, look at the amount of contribution and kill percentage coming out from Tiger there. My God, boy has been eating his Weetabix, and I'd never seen that stat go so high.
Yeah, Tiger is really the star scout this season. We talked about him previous week. He's replacing the old British superstar Stark, and yeah, he continues on the legacy of the great British players to ever grace the game. After Cadus, after Numlocked, after Stark, there is no Tiger. It's his prime time. The European clockwork in action. And yeah, a lot of what Swift does is like just playing standard and relying on him to have a big deathmatch and carry them around. But let's not dismiss the other players, especially Ale and Silentus. They were members of course, the full tilt roster last year, giving, I believe it was Froyotech, a big run for their money in the last Ice Series LAN. So yeah,
it's a little shocking actually, looking a little closer to these stats, Twiggy. And you think with the pedigree names of Ali and Silentus on there, you'd think they would maybe have just slightly stronger stats. I mean, Ali is kind of pushing and giving a good show against Dr. Phil, but Silentus' stats really surprised me, because every time I watch this guy, it just feels like he's doing so much for his team. But Demol is kind of outshining him here, a good like 40 or so damage ahead of the English roamer.
Yeah, I like the play style of Demol. So he's a good fit with Josh, because both the Lego soldiers aren't afraid to try new things, to like try to break stalemates. They're not afraid of dying, and it looks like Demol is very good at this. He also off-classes Spy quite a lot, if I recall correctly. So yeah, I'm really thrilled to see maybe cool shenanigans out of the red soldiers on this map. And it looks like, are we going live?
Yep, we're going live, Twiggy. It's time to put away the reports, put away the mathematics, and go straight into the game. And I think I might have been debated, because we don't even have an extra player in here, Twiggy. They're not going to play 5v6 now. That's just.
We got baited. Ali is still on spec.
I think he's sitting out, having a good look at those stats. Fiending is how they call it on the internet, Twiggy. It's just. But I guess we can't really go over that. There is one thing we can actually quickly touch upon, and we don't need any stats pages for it, and it's the presence of Domo tonight. Do you think that's going to be a massive change for Lego? I mean, Domo used to play for the team once upon a time, Twiggy. Do you think...
I think he played one season, if I recall correctly. I'm not sure he played two. Do you remember?
I think it was the last season where Dr. Phil switched off to Medic, and Domo was picked up from Demoman. But obviously, once they wanted to go back to that old Lego formula with Dr. Phil and Demoman again, Domo had to take a step back.
I think it's a downgrade to have Domo in place of Dr. Phil. But as you spoke about the metagame, Demoman is not in a state where it matters a great deal. So I don't think it's going to be a huge difference on the stats. With that said, maybe the amount of comms and team play Dr. Phil has with Josh will prove to be lacking tonight.
Well, if we had to kind of glimpse into the future, Twiggy, how do you think both of these teams are going to win it against one another? What do you think is the best bets for, say, Lego to win it against SVIFT?
I think their best shot is on this map, given how uncomfortable SVIFT have been on mids on Snakewater last week. And this coupled with Josh's ability to do weird stuff with banners and stalemates can make it very difficult for Swift, and we will see just now. But I won't bet hats on Lego though.
Alright, well, if you're just joining us, this is teamfortress.tv. This is ETF2L Season 28. We're already on mid, and already Solentes is going aggressive on Domo, but he will pick up the first blood defending against the British roamer, and now it's the counter-attack for Demo, but he just gets swatted away for now. But it was all just kind of a little balancing act for Josh to kind of come in, find that avenue to get that pick onto Ale. He probably will get picked off towards the tail end of this as well, and both teams are trading right now, but the position favours Lego, and they will kind of cap out that point outright without actually following up on these kills. They control the big man himself, Tiger, and with Babs brought down to minimal health, she will back off with the rest of their team and just, you know, hold solace in the fact that they still have this Uber charge to defend with. Oh, they've lost Polygon though, and the Uber's coming in aggressive. There we go, defensive pop coming out from Babs here, and they're retreating over on Lego on the grass side, and they're just going to hold this point at an arm's length for now, kind of play off the fact that they've got that player advantage. Josh is going to kind of make space for his team, and then there we go, the front line has moved forward for Lego, and they will secure this second point. Twiggy.
Yeah, very good show by Lego. The Pastaman himself, Sorex, has scored the first frag against Tiger. This surely will be the duel of the match. Who will be the stronger scout? And I like what Lego did on lobby to force the Uber charge and secure the force control point while Swift were 2 players down, and Tiger is already sniping from right side. I was watching Tiger previously on his scream, and he got an insane headshot through the crack near the barrels on this very same position. So let's see if he can get crucial picks this time, and we have some kind of double sack. Okay, I'd never seen a team sack Demoman and Soldier. I've seen people sack just the Demoman. I've seen people sack Scout and Soldier, but sacking Soldier and Demo, it's very, very unusual. What do they have in mind? They will surely bait the push out of Swift, but no, it looks like Swift has another plan, and it is to put Tiger onto lobby to try to get something else, but Tiger won't connect shots.
Ooh.
And the Uber is popped.
Yep, Condom's been forced in that lower lobby. He just wants to keep his pocket alive, and he has found the alley kill, and that's a massive pick, Twiggy. I mean, the last points from out of Demo, man. You just pick your 3-door and you enter it. They're even going to get a bonus Solentes kill as well, and now they're even pressuring on that cap point. The sentry gun isn't really going to get played into this too much, as they will use their Uber to defend that last point now, but they've kind of just kited that out, backed off, and now they've got a fat 50% advantage to kind of hold over against Swift.
Very good play indeed by Lego. Doing unusual stuff is what can throw Swift off their game. But Tiger is sniping again, and can Condom reach lobby? Yes, Condom is in lobby. It looks like the push will come from shutter door. Did they identify that there is a sentry gun? I think so. Josh has seen it. Where is Domo? Domo is just behind. The sentry gun is not a problem. Is a scout capping the point? Yes, then it's gonna start to clear the stickies, but the Uber is already faded. Polygon is trying his best to block the point, but gets Zenith, and now the cap is not scored. No! Very
well. Yeah, very well done by Swift there. By the fact that they just stuck to their side of the map and just kept control of that point instead, and allowed the time just to work against them. Because the longer they make that last push, Twiggy, the harder it is for them to actually win it outright. Especially if they just play defensive like they did over on the side of Lego.
Yeah, Zenith couldn't do the half equal play and just stand on the point thanks to the stickies, and it looks like the new meta is ready to stick out to put 8 stickies on the point to just avoid having one scout to just cap it instantly. And now Lego are going to leave mid. The play was to have Dimul as sniper, but he couldn't connect the shot onto Babs. They will just get Samzi, which is good enough, I guess. Condom is already at 70%, and I don't think that Swift is going to push out of this. Perhaps they will send Silentes to do something.
It was a bit of an ambitious chase from Samzi. I can't help but just think that if he just stayed back, you know, capped that point a little bit quicker, they could have used that over advantage to actually take the second point quite aggressively. But no, instead they banked on the chase from Samzi, and it just didn't come through.
Yeah, that's where we can see what team is truly great, because they don't commit to mistakes when they know it's mistakes. Like Samzi makes a bad play, and then the team doesn't commit to it. And now Silentes is going for the sack play and still manages to kill Zenith, which is good enough. considering the position.
It's a mark of a good roamer, Twiggy, that when you die, you still manage to make these trades in these random scenarios. And I mean, with one player down, it does kind of cut the options off for Lego, so they can maybe rest in the fact that they won't be aggressed upon over on the side of SVIFT. But nobody's got a round on the board so far, so time isn't really playing to anybody's side right now.
Nope, but still, it's the team in the driving seat is the team that has the midpoint, and nothing stops SVIFT from just having a Silentess or Tiger running again. And it looks like Polygon on the whole combo of SVIFT is trying to distract Spam from the window while Silentess jumps in, and he just whiffs the last rocket, and Condam is now at 30.
Oh, he got it! He actually threaded the needle, and he got the drop onto Condom. I can't believe that. That was just where is he pulling these pipes out of his ass?
The Iron Bomber, man. But yeah, I was very worried for Condom, but I thought the 4 rollers had detonated, but I miscounted, and I think Condom miscounted too. And now Zenith is already at Engineer, and the point is not capped yet. Maybe they have time to put the gun at level 2, and maybe they have time to help. It's the man himself, Tiger, who is capping, and he won't be with his team just yet. And now the push is coming, but there is a banner from Josh. The battalion's backup allow him to tank the whole overcharge by himself. The man just doesn't die.
I know, I mean, he did die eventually though, and it kind of makes me wonder that he kind of threw his life away, really banking on that. Oh, it is kind of taking... No, it's extending out, and I think the players are just... It's too much. Oh, Zen actually made a nice little swift comeback there, but... Oh no, it's just the player numbers are just too much. The fact that they lost Domo as well as Josh during that little skirmish at the start there was just too much of a loss for Lego. So 1-0 will be the scoreline for SVIFT on their supposedly weak map.
Yeah, on the back of a crucial pipe by Ali on the 4K on last by Tiger. Let's see what happens on this mid. The previous mid Silentess just fed instantly, and this time he opts to go kitchen. I don't think he has been spotted.
No,
yes, he has been spotted.
Yep, Demol deals with him quite nicely, and they're going to start sending those scouts aggressive on Lego as well to kind of punish some of these players, and they're just going to fall back for now. They've got the play advantage, and knowing that their blob is just a little bit scarier than Swiss, they could probably just muscle them out and kind of gain point control, and that's what they do nicely. They even get a nice punish onto Samzi, who decided to stick around for a little bit longer than he should have, and Demol was kind of fishing there, seeing if he could get a nice little bomb in, but will circle back again. Lego are just opting for this push-out maneuver and just hoping that they can just take these points one after the other with their little tiny advantages. They will actually commit the Uber on the side of Lego to really hold on to this point as well. Polygon has got his own Uber though. He's scratching up against the red Uber, and they will maybe face off. Everyone's going for a fat air shot right now, and everyone's kind of missing. It's Lego who are going for the reliable shots, and the reliable shots are winning them this point, Twiggy. They might not even just lose this point, they might lose last as well. Josh is already on the last point, and he's even taunting. Oh no.
Nice response by Lego. Game on.
Man, the problem with having such these big names, Twiggy, on your team is they do like the big moments, the big YouTube clips, and as soon as there were some airborne players, I could see all of them over on the side of SVIFT looking towards the air going, oh, air shot, and they missed, and all of Lego managed to hit their very easy shots and reliable shots, and it worked out wonders for them.
That's what I do in lobbies to pretend I'm useful when I play solo. I just jump in the skybox and do 360s, and it works in Prem too, man.
Oh, nice bomb in from Silentess. He does get some damage onto Condom as well, but it doesn't really come out with any sort of massive capitalization. And Tiger will go aggressive, but he's still alive actually, that kid. But he's got 4 players to fight up against, and I've only ever seen this work out once in TF2. And he is thinking about coming in though, and oh no, Domo and I believe
Did I witness Thorex backing off? I think that's the first time I've seen it. He saw Tiger on the corner and he just backs off, and Tiger didn't expect it, picks, and then there's 3 Lego players there.
Man, even though it's been tied up 1-1, Twiggy, Tiger's still walking about like he's got, you know, just like the biggest balls on the planet. Just doesn't care, just balls on the table, going straight forward, holding that W key, never retreating.
Yeah, and it was his play to make, and worst case it's like his team holds last and he's alive, and now the Uber is popped, but they pop on Josh first, which is not the best choice to cap to destroy a sentry again. Now they have to deal with a heavy weapons guy. Ali's dead. There's a lot of cap time, but the soldiers from Swift just jumped the point on the at the right time. And I believe that Lego should definitely not Uber Josh and keep him for after the Uber charge to just bomb the point when the soldiers from Swift show up. Because it doesn't look like he can do much with just 4 rockets against the sentry gun, the heavy, the demo man.
It does feel like Lego are having a tough time with their flank as well, kind of entering these last fights, as they can't really get in from the other doorway, and when they do, or manage to turn up in time, someone, maybe Polygon or just Solentes, just turn around and insta-frag Demo during the last push fights. So I'd like to see the flank maybe just doing a little bit more for these last pushes.
And Dimul is sniping from the forward spawn, but just whiffs the shot on back spawn. Okay. They can still hold. Condom is at 40%. I believe that Swift is going to push fast from Solo, and whereas Dimul is on balcony. I'm not sure he's going to jump for the force there. Babs can enter for free apparently. It looks like the call for... Oh, okay, Domo kills Tiger randomly on the point. Why not?
I mean, they've still got this Ubercharge Twiggy. They want to use it before Kondong has his, but he just gets his just in the nick of time, and now Ali has to try and craft a way out, and he just manages to get a swift little jump out of there, and everybody, even the medic, gets a nice little taxi off of, I think, one of the scouts as well. So Zenef is just committed into the fight. He's going to get cleaned up and picked off here. Didn't get the memo with the rest of his team that did not want to push there, Twiggy.
Yeah, he did, and I think the mistake there was Josh. He didn't jump during the charge to cut off the exit path of anyone during the on the shutter door. So maybe he could have. But anyway, Lego doesn't make a big mistake. They just send Zen to make some kind of cute play, and they can still hold last and build. And there is no arrow building from either side at the moment. And it's just Polygon that picks the right side door and gets instantly obliterated. So that opens the door for Dark, for Dimul, or for Sorex, maybe, to make some kind of play. But the positioning from Swift is very well thought of. It's very difficult to surprise anyone when you want to sack out of last, and nobody goes for the sack play. Instead, Dimul swaps to sniper.
Yeah, I know earlier through that little, I guess, right-hand side doorway, it looked... Promo kill coming in for Ali Samzi. Demo is just cleaning heads right now, and this has just kind of granted them a free push. There's only 2 players left. Thankfully it is Bams and Polygon, so they do have an Ubercharge to maybe salvage some this round, but Demo, what's he been eating?
It's shots, yeah. And he stays on sniper, and the play is going to be battalion backup first, before the charge. Interesting, they enter with the
Oh my god, Demo, you absolute machine! He just got a headshot to Babs as well! Oh my god.
Okay, but Tiger can still salvage it. He's on red, second point, nobody is there. And all of Swift is scrambling to block the point. And the Dimul is falling back from grass to block against Tiger. Can he hit the shot? No, he can't.
Oh, we got the back cap. And he could maybe still go for the last point here. Oh no, Demo does chase him with that SMG. But wonderful play from Tiger there, showing that it's not just frags with this kid. He can also get those nice little back cap plays. He thinks with his head and actually does the smart plays, you know, as well as the frags.
Oh, Samzi gets slammed and Polygon gets slammed too by Dim. Dim is really on fire at this point of the game, and Zen and Sorex are looking to catch Ali, and they do manage to catch him. Interestingly enough, Zen went soldier instead of Dim. Another mix up by Lego. I really like the kind of gameplay they are proposing. Much like Low Pounder, these guys are not afraid to innovate instead of just playing standard, but Samzi is sniping from forwards.
Yep, they're scared of the Demol sniper right now. He's looking around all these doors. He's
been spotted.
Spots that Samzi's in the forward spawns, but Samzi knows it, so he's probably going to back spawn now. There we go. And during all this, they have lost their Uber advantage whilst they were kind of making this little slow push in. And with Babs with their Uber now, the flank is coming in. Oh, nice little bomb onto the sniper and a condom drop. Oh, say it ain't so. Not like this, Twiggy. Now it's Babs' turn to kind of play hot shot with the Uber, and they're not, she's not even going to pop it off. It's just not enough resistance coming out from Lego. It's only Josh left to try his attempt, but he's going to be embarrassed by Ali, and there we go. It's going to be a nice, easy mid, and probably a very easy second point as well for SVIFT, unless Demo can just make magic happen again.
I've been bamboozled as much as Lego. They are the key play by Silentus to get the control off Sorum back. And can SVIFT push fast before Condom is charged? I believe so, because Condom is only at 40%. There is only a heavy weapons guy on the defensive side. Demo has skipped the point, the Uber charge is popped from under. Samzi is trying to kill the med. He manages to kill the med, but they don't have to deal with the heavy weapons guy. He's still not dead.
Oh my god, he actually might get the trade. Oh my god, Zen, he's gone absolutely huge. Not only did he get the random early little pick onto Ale, who just didn't feel a little bit of that uber loving, he also got just managed to stay alive, and they drew enough attention away from SVIFT that they weren't firing at the heavy anymore, and then they just had nothing left for the heavy weapons guy, and that's where he shines, baby, when everybody's reloading and everybody's forgotten about him, and he got a kill onto the scout as well.
Okay, Ali whiffs the sticky trap by a little margin, and now Josh and his boys can enter for free. It looks like the Swift combo will just retreat and give up. Will they though? Ali is in a weird spot in kitchen, but Josh dies to Tiger. Tiger is now dead, and Swift are blocking, man. Swift are blocking from a very unusual position with Tiger in kitchen and the rest of the combo on the grass slope thing, and it takes Lego off guard. I know Babs is at 80, Condom is at 100, but I don't believe they can use the small river advantage they have.
Yeah, big credit to the flank of SVIFT there. You saw not only did Tiger get a surprise kill onto Josh and kind of drew some players back, some fire as well. He did go down for the cause, but this allowed them to kind of bunch up and make very easy pickings for the Silentes spam, who kind of diverted them all the way back, and it made it easy for the rest of his team to kind of punch in and find that easy front line forward.
Demo is sniping again. This is smart because Demo has the trap under. He knows the sniper. He knows that the sniper will draw Swift to go through his stickies, but unfortunately Demo can't kill anyone. He just manages to gain a lot of time, and there's the 2-man sack from Silentes and Tiger. This time not getting anything down. And will Lego push? I don't know if Josh is charged yet on his battalion. It looks like it. I could be wrong though.
Demo, he's looking down the barrel. He's seeing if he can find the pick, but he will actually get picked off himself from some nice little spam of SVIFT
but
again.
Sorek's
got behind. What? Where are all these drops coming from, Twiggy?
He went from under and went all the way through Africa, while all the Swift players were distracted by Josh and by Demo. And now Condom is Roulette is forced to save Josh. I believe this was the right call, because now they have the full battalion backup to maybe push mid with it. I'm sure that Swift with only 3 players can't do anything about the second, and it might play on Legos and oh no, okay, Swift are trying to block this.
Yep, I mean they're still going to cap it though. It depends how much damage Ali can get done, and to be fair to him, he is getting a decent amount of damage in, and the position isn't exactly great from Lego, and the battalion backup does come out now, but it's a little bit late. There's a few players that have been picked up as well, and it is slowly starting to kick in. You can sort of feel it now, and even SVIFT are a little scared. No, they're not scared, they're going back in. They were just reloading, Twiggy. Why is nobody dying? Everyone's just firing at each other. Ali actually got out in the window! Oh my god! Superman!
Okay. Interesting escape.
Oh, an Uber! There's Ubers in this game. Babs has one as well. The fight is still going, Twiggy. Look, everyone is still firing, and Condom is going to get himself caught out. Zen wants to go down with his ship, and surely now Lego have lost this second point. Domo's going to get flanked from Tiger, and with just Sorix left against that blob, I don't think there's going to be any pick coming out. It's just poor little Demol, and he will go down before he even has to get a chance to get a jump off. There's only one player left at last. It's poor Josh, and he has to fight up against 5 players by himself. He's doing his best to just prioritize the point. Zen thought maybe if I go as heavy weapons guy it will work again, but not this time. 2-1 for SVIFT.
Heavy is strong, man, but not this point. Amazing play by SVIFT. I didn't think they would be able to block even the bad spawn times they had, but they made the best out of a pretty bad situation, and they flexed their muscles there. Can they unlock this mid though? Because it really has been a problem for them.
Man, I feel like these two teams are just smashing against each other. Nobody wants to back down. Nobody dares plays chicken in this game of ETF2L. Let's see if the long fight continues onto this mid, as both teams right now just playing it very calmly and quietly, as every time Silentis has tried to get a flank around, he's been punished for it. He sent Polygon instead, seeing if maybe a switch of aggression or Soldier will actually be the ticket, and he will get the trade onto Josh, and they will even get the counter kill into Demo, who's trying to kind of strike at the distraction play there, but the numbers will work in their favour, and there we go, a mid for SVIFT.
Yeah, the passive play has been successful for Silentis there, not dying instantly, and at the start it was okay for Lego, but then Dimul went for his own counterplay at probably the bad timing. If he just stayed passive there and didn't die for nothing, I believe that Lego could have stayed in the fight. But what's done is done, and now it's a stalemate on last. Domo drops Ali, so I'm sure that someone is going to try a play. It looks like Sorex is the man in front. Is he going for it? He's not. Okay. Instead, Josh is just picking on lobby, maybe hoping to build his battalion once again. Spam angles are not great. Okay, they trade 2 for 1.
Oh, that's Zen. He's found his way in. He's not trying to get on top of Bams, but Bams lives and will be cleaned up by her pocket.
It was somewhat bad for Lego, and now it's absolutely shit. I know Josh has to take the Uber charge, but this Uber charge is great. He forces at a good time. You know, as the battalion is just standing with his trumpets thing.
He has no ammo, Twiggy. He has absolutely no ammo. He's literally just grinding up against the SVIFT team right now, and he can't contribute to it at all. And they're effectively a man down. During all of that, Congon spent the majority of that time Ubering him as well, so that Uber might as well not have existed.
My God, I was so happy for John because he had such the perfect Uber charge, and he was going to destroy them with the battalion, and he has no ammo. How can you run out of ammo on Snakewater? There is like ammo every 5 meters.
Who knew a nerf from 2008 or 9, Twiggy, could affect a player so far into the future? Once upon a time he used to have like 40 rockets, but not anymore. He's only got like so many now.
Yeah, you have to take into account the little numbers on the bottom right of your screen. And where is Silentis? Silentis is staying passive in his kitchen this time. He's looking to counter Dimul, but Dimul is not going. Instead, Silentis jumps top. The first frag is for Lego, and nobody's dead for Lego. Sorex crucially stays alive, and SVIFT will calmly back off. They have a 2-round lead, so they don't need to rush anything, and Silentis meets Dimul and slams him. Dimul doesn't get arrowed.
Oh,
and Dimul dies to Tiger.
God, these teams just feel so even with one another. Constantly a clash of titans. There we go. And Uber will be committed in by Josh to chase down this Uber, but Ali's just kiting him so masterfully, using his own rockets to kind of propel himself away. Very, very nice. Oh, Tiger, he goes down, and they're re-entering the second point.
Josh is going last now.
Yeah, and it's just Josh there. Silentis will be meet him actually, and there we go. The high ground will rule this day.
Nice.
And, oh, another drop coming out from Babs this time, and Demo will be the one to deliver it. And you've got a few players left on this second point. They are heading for last.
Ignoring Polygon.
But, Polygon was going for the second point, but I think that was a nice shot from Demo to kind of defend that out. And I think there was a kill. Someone killed themselves. Oh, it was actually Silentis. I guess he was trying to just defend the point with his very life, get the damage
he bombed
out.
On Domo's, I believe he bombed on Domo's head at the perfect timing, and just killed himself with him, which was good. But I love the position Lego are in. They're at 95%. They are 6 up. There is like only 1 sniper on SVIFT side, and Tiger manages to escape. The Uber charge is going to be popped on Josh again. And the rest, there are like 2 stickies on point, but no scouts go on the point. Instead, they try to go for the frag and they whiff all their shots. And now Dimul is trying to bomb the medic inside the spawn and whiffs everything, so no wonder they lose this push.
Man, it's so difficult to be in Lego shoes right now. It feels like every time they go for the point, they get completely crushed, and every time they go for the frags, they get crushed. So
they need to mix up. They need to mix up this Uber charge. If pushing from shutter door doesn't work, maybe they should push the other side and push slowly, or push from under and just like put Uber to choose the 2 scouts on the demo. But they always go for the Josh Uber, and it doesn't work at all on this last. I hope that in the 5 minutes they still have, they will recognize it.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage of Soldier. Your mobility and your attack is kind of combined into one aspect. Oh, they're making the push onto the mid, and they will just push them out very successfully. A very boring mid, to be honest. And Babs will feel a little bit of hate, but I don't think she's going to go down anytime soon.
Look at what Condom uses, man.
Oh boy, it's going to be one of those games, is it? He's brought out the Kritzkrieg, and you know, usually teams pop this out when they want to kind of control the pace of the game.
It can be very good, it can be very good. The blue bird charge has been popped and they are not focusing Condom at all.
Oh, well, he's been focused now, and he got one grand rocket after all of that. It's just Domo left alive, and he's got no health left.
Every time I call something great for Lego, it turns to shit instantly, man. I'll just shut up now.
Well, maybe they were maybe they would have begged for you to be silent a little bit earlier, Twiggy, as they've just lost 3 rounds so quickly, back to back, and there's still 4 minutes left in this game. They could even invoke Mercy Wall at this rate.
I believe that Lego still has a chance to maybe reduce the score, but getting 3 rounds in 4 minutes.
I don't know what you're sniffing, but I don't think it's going to ever work, and not with a team like SVIFT. They're going to surely realise by the 3rd round that they're going to, you know, they want to dig their heels in. But who knows? You know, mathematically, maybe it could be possible. But Snakewater is such a long map. I don't think they have enough time. Ooh, and with these kills coming out from Salentes to open the mid up, I think that's GG, Twiggy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Good attempt by Lego, though. I feel that they've been unlucky at the wrong possible time on SVIFT, where SVIFT was really strong to capitalize on those slight misplays.
This is the part of the cast where I have to throw up an asterisk on the rest of the game, because anything could happen at this point, Twiggy. People could just come out as pyro, people could just be throwing themselves in there. Some people want to pad out their stats, some people just want to stand there and yell at the team for a little bit, but I don't know what's going on in the back behind the scenes. All I know that is we've got 2 minutes to kill until we eventually give this little 3-point ETF2L ceremony to SVIFT.
Yeah, SVIFT, interestingly enough, are not looking that like they want to push just now. They're just parking the bus. Do they have any interest in doing so? And Lego are going to make the play because out of sportsmanship they will try to push out. The Uber charge is popped, it's shit of course, and Josh blows all his rockets onto trying to airshot one scout instead of forcing the medic, just dies instantly. Bab still has Uber charge. And at least Josh says politely to SVIFT, you can come to our last, it's open now, guys.
Have mercy, Twiggy, Jesus. I'm sure they're like watching some of this VOD back after the game is finished, and
Josh,
I don't know, I feel demoralised and I'm not even on the team.
No, it's good. The game, he recognizes that the game is lost anyway, so he might as well go for the 6th place, you know?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I mean,
to me it makes sense.
Yeah, go for the YouTube plays, you know? See if you can get the fat air shots. But 5-1, 1 minute left. Technically, could still have some mercy kicked in, but they really are making us feel the full sting of trash times.
Yeah, 1 minute 40. We can still bet on whether or not SVIFT are going to score their 6th point. I will finish my sentence.
I mean,
I
mean, they're going to be going into the 2nd map awfully happy, Twiggy. I mean, this is, like you said, they probably weren't feeling too confident on this map, and now that you win it, yeah, and you're heading over to Sunshine now, you can't help but feel like this game is pretty much in the bag.
Yeah, but maybe this can be their downfall too. We've seen teams play with too much confidence in the past and blow lead. I mean, it happens all the time in other sports, so it can happen in TF2 as well. And Lego are not out quite yet. They're still fighting. They're still fighting their hearts for this middle point. And
they just really want that Babs kill, and Babs is going to give it to them. There we go. She will go down fighting. But yeah, 40 seconds still remain in this game. I wish I could. I'm trying to put my hands together, Twiggy, and pray that I can make this game come just a little bit quicker. You know, maybe a more SVIFT ending. But it's not going to.
Were you talking about SVIFT? A SVIFT sticky trap as well? It doesn't even matter in the end.
Alright.
Yeah, good match.
GGs have been called for both of these teams, and 5-2 will be the final score, because there's just no way to cram in one last round into 10 seconds, and we will get the logs for you very shortly up on stream, but let's talk about some things we don't need logs for, Twiggy. Was there anybody that was kind of like your man of the match? Anybody that jumped out at you? Or I should say woman of the match, maybe, as well? We've got some women playing.
I really like what Josh was doing, because despite running out of ammo, holding last at a key moment,
God.
I believe that what he does always creates a dynamic in the game that benefits Lego. Either it works straight up when he backcaps, for example, either it puts Swift at an advantage and Lego knows it, and they can play it properly. Like when sometimes they pop Uber first on Josh, they know the charge is bad, and they know that Swift are going to counter push, and they can adapt to it instantly. And it really looks like his play is really dynamic. Unfortunately, it's a bit hit or miss as well. But it's much more entertaining to me, and I hope to our viewers, to watch a team play like that and lose like 2-5, rather than watch a team that loses like 0-1 after a 25-minute stalemate with snipers and stuff.
How dare you, Twiggy? I thrive in a stalemate scenario. It's like a game of masters and minds and chess. It's a very methodical play. Nothing wrong with that. But anyway, I will comment. I will agree with your little Josh remark. I mean, I like a good Josh Uber, but it was just a bit too many Josh Ubers for my liking. It was very predictable towards the end. You could even tell the game plan for SVIFT was Josh is going to Uber through this door, and Ali's going to kite him. Ali's just going to literally surf his rockets like he's playing one of his surfs maps.
Yeah, that surf that Ali did when he escapes window was unbelievable. I've never seen someone do this before.
It was so sly as well. It just usually you see the medics doing it, but they're spending their lives learning how to surf there, Twiggy. But Demoman don't really think about that in the back of their mind.
Anyway, it's a very important skill to have as demo. I believe that was Paulsen who talked about it during some previous Insomnialand. If as demoman you can surf rockets and you can surf scattergun shots, it puts you in such a favorable position all the time.
Wow.
So yeah, we can see the Ale masterclass right there. But I believe that Domo didn't play bad at all. So. I don't think that replacing Domo by Dr. Phil would have really changed the outcome that much. So props to him, and of course props to Tiger, who at the moment is at 92 points.
Yep, that kid does show why he gets a good 30% of his kills for his entire team. He was a fragger. He's the first one for the door, and he's usually the last one out as well.
And apparently we have some kind of issue going on with the logs on stream, yes. I believe. That doesn't stop us from doing some kind of radio log review. Do you have them, Trevor?
I guess I need to manually punch them in like a little caveman, but I mean, whilst you're... Oh, I've even typed in the wrong one. I've just typed in log.tf, so I'm just on a journey right now. So what can you see at least, Twiggy? Paint me a picture as well.
I can see that Ali and Tiger topped the chart. Tiger with 308 DPM, Tiger with 355. And behind this we have Josh, who only got 12 kills and 20 deaths, which is a lot. And yeah, Josh deals 275 damage per minute, but takes 360 for it. So we can see who takes the heals and who just tanks for his team. And behind this, Silentes did really struggle to have a big impact on this map. He's on the bottom of the chart with 11 kills and 21 deaths. How many med picks did Silentes get? Silentes got 2. Who got the most? Tiger Samzi got 3 med picks. Zenith got 3. Dimul got 2. And then we have Polygon Ale and Silentes at 2 as well. On the chart of medics, we can see that Condom dropped 2 times. And Babs drops 3 times, so a bit of an equality right there. But I believe that Condom has been Lego has been punished way more for their drops than Swift. I'm sure that Lego straight out lost one round when Condom dies to the alley pipe.
Yeah, it was a very, very back and forth game. God, yeah. Twiggy, I remember once upon a time, medics used to strive for no drops a season, and some of them would get like 1 or 2 at the most, and both of these medics are just doing a good job. I mean, it's not really to blame themselves, because, I mean, sometimes you're just a piece on the board, Twiggy. You don't really have an option yourself to kind of choose whether or not you live or die, and if you're going to pop your Uber in some of these scenarios that they were in, you're going to lose anyway, because that Uber is going to go whether or not you use it or lose it in some of these places.
Yeah, but what really shines with Swift is how clinical they are when they get the crucial drop, how much they are able to
capitalize.
They're able to capitalize on it. Thank you, man.
No problem, my good friends. But yeah, I think again it just goes back to the whole Josh. I mean, he is the command center of LEGO. I know that he has a very particular view of the game, and he is a very good decision maker. But because he's the one making all the decisions, he's kind of like the one that wants to kind of lead the charge, which can be great, but it makes it very easy to read for SVIFT, who have clearly played or dealt with this in the past as well. And once they knew what was going on, it just looked like it was so simple for SVIFT.
Yeah, their refusal to just Uber 2 scouts on the demo one pushing last was their downfall, because I believe that they got at least 3 or 4 Uber advantage push onto last that didn't manage to convert, and at this level it's just unforgivable to to miss so many opportunities against a team like Swift. So you just don't get that many opportunities to start with, and if you whiff like most of them, then the outcome of the game is certain. And on Sunshine, it's even harder to push last, in my opinion. So we could see some whiffed push as well. Yeah,
this is an excellent time to segue into our next map, CP Sunshine.
Sunshine.
It is the new map entering this season of ETF2L, but it hasn't been the first time we've seen this map. It has cropped its head up in the past, and teams have flirted with it here and there, but it's not exactly a popular map, is it, Twiggy?
I hate it, but I just only speak for myself. I know that some players like it, but I can't really bash the map. Like, it's obviously very well made. But in my opinion, the layout is somewhat close to CP process, right, with the kind of S shape with the ramp on the choke, and the 2 little flank routes on Cafe and on Flower, which remind me from the sewers and process and the IT area. And besides, the last of Sunshine is very difficult to break, but it's also very difficult to break out of it. Yeah. Pretty much like most CP maps, currently. So I believe that in a map that can create so much stalemates, the LEGO playstyle is going to be very entertaining once again. Yeah, because they really like to break these stalemates with banners and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it will come down to who wins these mids, Twiggy, because I feel like whoever wins it out and kind of snowballs it from there. This second point is so hard to defend at an arm's length. You just see that huge wall kind of bearing across the entire, dividing between the last point and the second point. It's really, really hard to kind of commit to a defense whilst, having an option to escape or get out.
Yeah, it is. But the game is now live, and teams can always fall back to last if they have to. So we'll see who wins mid. This mid, in my opinion, is scout favored with all the high ground stuff. So I'm just gonna watch the Tiger camp for the first mid.
Alright. If you want to just join us, ETF2L, Season 28, Week 5, LEGO versus SVIFT, TurboTabs, Twiggy, Beta, yada yada yada. We're onto the mid, and we see Josh and Demo go with the big boy bombs, and they've just been scouted out. Quite literally, as the scouts kind of hunt them down, but it's not enough room for the team of LEGO to kind of let the scouts play, let the scouts maneuver and kind of follow up on these kills. And they are chasing the Babs kill right now, and they're laying down the life of Ale to kind of really keep her safe, but he will get picked off. And with a demo man down on the last point, it's not looking good for LEGO. They even thought about going straight to last there, but they've got some points to capture, Twiggy.
Yep, and they are going to push anyway and just try to trade Uber's. The Uber is popped first, and it's not that bad, and Swift are not looking like they want to push. Polygon had to reload 3 rockets, which is quite of a blunder, and that means no offense possibilities for Swift. And now the rotation is coming on the right hand side. Josh goes in, spots the sniper, stays in anyway. dies, no, he doesn't die, Polygon dies. And then Swift just loses the point because they were just sitting inside the spawn. So yeah.
No stickies on point, and scouts get on point. It's very easy to see what happens. They just get that captain so quickly that they didn't even have a chance to respond on the side of SVIFT. So the round starts off very early for LEGO, but still a long game ahead. 28 minutes left in this game.
Yep, it is. And we'll see if Blue Soldiers can score some kind of frags earlier this time. Previous mid it was a weird showdown on the skybox by the soldiers. This time Stellantis is going for the Domo frag, gets it. Nice. And Samzi cleans Dimul, so it's looking like it's in favor of Swift, but it's now a 4-on-3 situation. Where are Lego? Lego are all the way out. They just managed to save the 2 scouts and Condom. Is Torek behind? I think Sorex is behind actually.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
he's been spotted by Tiger. Okay.
He's given them a nice little kind of tour of the map. He's hiding and they don't quite know where he is. Oh, there we go. 1v1 has been slapped out. Tiger might actually lose this one, but he brings a spare gun to the fight. And somebody died with the full Uber charge. How did Babs die?
I think Babs just milked in front of... I think just Babs milked in front of Domo and just pays no respect to the British man pipes and dies to it. But unfortunately I was watching, I was bamboozled by Sorex. I was watching it as well.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if we were bamboozled, Peter, imagine how SVIFT must have been. They were busy dealing with the Italian stallion as well, so just Babs was in the background of everybody's mind, so she will go down. They've got an Uber advantage kind of threatened Lego with, and Lego, I should say SVIFT, have Lego being threatened by it, and now they'll make use of the threatening Uber and kind of push them out from the second point. They're not going to hold on to it because again it's Sunshine second, very foolish to go. They will actually commit the Uber to kind of get through the doorway, and
Ali goes out.
He actually loses a player during the little mix of that as well, and they haven't even capped out the Uber on I should say the second pointer during all this. Tiger's still fighting on it. He's actually capping it in front of them. There we go. He will get punished for his sins, but he's brought a little bit of room for his team. But Polygon's like, no, I'm not coming in, bro. I need the rest of my team if I'm going to commit, and he will back off for now. So they've got an Uber, but they're scared about using it, Twiggy.
Yeah, it's a perfect situation for Lego. You get a shit Uber charge pushing last and you bait the other team pushing out. It's the best way to win rounds currently in this game, especially on Sunshine, and Josh understands it perfectly. Now the charge is popped very early on Ali and he gets nothing with it. I believe they will just get maybe Dimul on the cap. No, Dimul escapes, very good. And now Condom is at 90%. They're trying to push quite early, they're not charged quite yet. But in the meantime, no cap time was scored by Swift, and they lose 2 players. Now they have Stellantis who is going to die for 3 behind, and now they are 3 dead, only with 2 scouts on the medic against the full team and stickies. So this should surely go Lego's way. Yes, Domo destroys Sam. There we go.
Twiggy, that was a masterclass. That was I love it when a plan comes together. Jesus, that was just so well executed. It worked exactly like you said.
For once, after all the missed calls I had previous map, I finally get something right.
The prophet. A wrong clock is right twice a day, Twiggy. Alright. Ale, he's rolling out from... actually...
Flower.
Yeah, Flower, there we go. I'm losing my words. And Stellantis will take the first position on the tower itself, kind of seeing if he can find some initial spam in. He will kind of beg for an arrow, but he will actually get cleaned up before he gets it. And Lego's position just feels so much better so far. Polygon will eventually get the condom kill now, so now it's up to Lego to get the counter kill against Babs, but Babs has got Tiger, she's got Ali as well to keep her safe, and I mean, Zenith is busy kind of conserving his own life at this point. He just wants to get out. He doesn't want to fight Babs or find her.
Yeah, and Condom is only up in 5 seconds, so that means no buffs just yet for Lego. And without buffs, it's very difficult to make a sack play, and instead Domo goes for the stickies on the point. I believe this trap is going to get checked, but it will just buy some time for his team. And the play is to put Zenith as engineer on last, to build the sentry gun. It's the only off class, interestingly enough. They don't opt for any sniper heavy. And what are Swift going to do? They are going to push blind from under. This could play in the hands of Lego. The sentry gun gets a nice denied onto polygon. There is no point pressure on the and Zenith goes heavy just now, but the frags go Swift way. Okay.
My God, they I guess. Oh wow! Even Kondo got the Uber towards at the end of that little fight there, but it just wasn't available in time. Everyone was just going down around him, and it goes to show that the heavy isn't really a great, I guess, counter initiation. He hasn't really got the maneuver ability around that point to kind of do what he wants, because that wall is just in the way.
Yeah, but props to Swift because they got very good focus fire. They didn't split, they didn't sack on the point for nothing. So I really believe that they played this push perfectly. I know it's up to Lego to maintain their lead with only 22 minutes remaining, and double soldier bomb onto Condom.
Yep, they even
Domo gets destroyed.
Yeah, they even pick up the Domo kill as well, and Lego, they're trying to be proactive, and oh my God, proactive is a great word to sum up Sorix's play there. He kind of went straight into the face of Smith and took a bite out. He will get cleaned up on the back line, and it's just the two soldiers left, but scouts are going to rule the day, and when you've got a scout like Tiger, you wouldn't be like, what? Josh kind of
What did Josh do?
I don't know what. You know, I don't even.
Maybe a
I can't even
miscommunication,
concept.
I believe.
What would he?
Maybe he expected Condom to be on his back or something, but it will surely put a dent in the in Lego's plan. They will still push from flow where the trap wasn't there, and they managed to score the kill on Ali. Condom has to pop this time. Polygon might just be able to escape. No, he will die. And Zen and Condom surely have to retreat now and just cap the point.
Yeah.
Babs is at 55%, and we will see some kind of leapfrogging action, I believe, onto this mid.
And you can see that they would love to capture this second point as well, but they've got this pesky last point to deal, this mid point, sorry, to deal with. And Tiger, because there's only one soldier going in and no team really to back him up, because they're kind of deciding, should we go in, should we cap the point? I don't know what we should do.
I don't like the suicide front from Josh. If he doesn't die, they get the force 100% onto Babs, and no because he dies, it means that Ali and Babs can go very aggressively and trade this supercharge for 2 frags instead of just 1. And they even lose a third one, and Josh is on the verge of dying to Ali and Sam. So yeah.
I just wanted to say, Twiggy, did you see that fat little flank coming in from the scouts, Babs and Ali there? They kind of just went through their cafe area, kind of snuck in and just went, surprise motherfucker, I've got an Uber, and they just went right into them.
And all of this works because Lego has only one soldier and can't spam all the entrances. If Josh doesn't fit there, I believe they can hold their own second point. But what's done is done. Zenith is again as engineer. It looks like the exact same setup. So I believe that I hope that Lego has something else in the bag for this one, because they just got manhandled previously, and this time Josh forces the Uber charge. It's a two scout Uber against a sentry gun, but Ali with the charge stickies managed to get the gun. Maybe Zen had room to repair it, but the momentum is not in favor of Swift at the moment. The point is still trapped. Tiger takes a lot of damage, but now Domo is swarmed and has to commit onto the point and dies to the 2 scouts. Very good aggression by Swift once again. They have 1 scout on the point and 2 players pushing on the left hand side of Domo. So Domo has to block the point, but he can't spam the entrance in front of him, and he just gets swarmed. So yeah, very good focus calls, very good timing by Swift.
It felt like Domo was just doing so much for his team there. Maybe he just needs to allocate himself to one job instead of all these other little jobs. He felt like he had to block the point, but he also had to sticky the point, but then it felt like maybe he wanted to check the doorway as well, and just a bit too much for the demo man.
Yep. And Silentes once again is engaging. Condom, interestingly enough, took a lot of damage early on from spam, but Polygon weaves the shots, instead gets Domo, which is good enough. Tiger now gets Dimul, and the blob for Swift is very strong. They have much better health than Lego, and Sam just barely survives. No, he dies to Josh at the end. Very crucial play by Josh. Babs is now forced to pop and now it's time to retreat from for Condom. They want to keep this Uber charge, but instead they stay in, and Tiger forces easily.
Oh no, Ali, that was not the right move. Someone regrets their decision immediately, and he is doing a nice little juke, but there we go. Tiger's entered the game, and he's trying to hit the meat against Josh, but he's got too much meat to handle. He's... Alright, get your mind out of the gutter, okay? I didn't mean it in that way, but anyway, second point now. They will finally lose that mid-fight to Lego in a very, very elongated fight. Josh kind of throws himself a little too eager into that second point, and it's the same story again, Twiggy, where it feels like they win these mid-fights and then Josh kind of, or some soldier just goes aggressive so ahead of the pack and gets picked up and makes these fights a little bit harder. And now even Deemel's taking a page out of Josh's book, and he's going to go down as well. And you can see like the little pick-off plays, they're just doing so well to kind of find the right players that have stepped a little too far forward. Soix is the only exception to this rule though, as he is kind of causing chaos behind, and they will throw an Uber into the mix, and somebody gets dropped during that as well. Babs dies with 90% Uber, which is such a crime to witness, as they were so close to kind of just evening it out, and thank goodness that Babs dropped that Uber, because Lego would have lost that second point as well.
Crucial play by Zen just there. Salvage is a very scrappy and bad position for his team to be in. I'm going to check what Babs runs. I believe it's is it regular Uber?
Yeah, it is regular Uber. So
the game is a bit bamboozled at the moment. What is Condom using? Regular Uber as well. Okay.
Both of these medics are like on the exact same percentage. It's a little weird to behold, but they're gonna build a sentry gun up, get Samsey, you know, just something to tank the initial Uber when they come in from Lego, and it's coming down to the wire, Twiggy. 2-2 so far. So both of these teams are really just. Anyone, it feels like anybody could take it.
And Josh has no banner, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Josh just going to die just now. Makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense to just push on the dot with the Uber charge against a gun, against another Uber charge.
They're buffing Demol, and I think Demol wants to go in.
And they got the engineer, interestingly enough. Maybe they can pick the sentry gun. It has been spotted. Okay.
And yeah, Josh has been bullied by it as well.
But they pop.
Yeah, they popped so early, and they haven't really accomplished anything with the Uber as well, and they will just instead take a position on the high ground, and they will force off Bams, but again, they got that little defense advantage, and they just need to hold on to the last point, and then that's all fine for them. And Lego are just kind of bleeding players, kind of throwing them at the point, hoping that SVIFT are going to make a huge mistake and just let these players kind of go on a rampage, but I mean, you got to give more credit to SVIFT than that.
Josh stays in after the Uber charge. That was much better for SVIFT. This guy just doesn't show any respect for the for the SVIFT roster and pays it with his life. The Uber are now slightly in favor of Condom, but I don't believe that it's exploitable. And Demol is sniping as well, so I don't believe that Condom will just push as soon as he hits 100%. And we have some cute arrow building with Tiger to even things out.
Yeah.
What do you think about sniping?
That was close, Twiggy. That was so close.
You're watching Demol, right?
Yeah, Demol got a nice body shot onto Babs for him, and they're brought down to like 40 HP, but no dice, as she will have the full Uber alive and kicking, and now this game will come to a screeching halt, to the dismay of Twiggy, who hates stalemate so much.
I don't hate them so much, but it's less interesting that action-packed games, and I think Tiger agrees with me because he just goes to sack. He's not going to be up for another 10 seconds. That means a bit of room for Demol and his boys to pick from floor.
Oh,
he has the sideline but whips. Okay, Ali goes down to Sorex on the cafe side. And now Silentus finds himself outnumbered 4-1, but still manages to force. I don't believe Condom had to pop just there. And now the counter charge is equally bad from that.
Oh, Demol is picking up some heads on the back line as well, but it's still lacking that presence of a scout or a soldier, so it's not really going to do too much work, and he's probably going to go down to Ali as well. But oh wait, is this a grand debate? Or actually no, Ali is actually the grand debate. He's actually kind of debated their debate. I just really like that word, Twiggy. But yeah, Ali will kind of go aggressive onto the sniper. He will kind of Oh.
Why is Lego leaving Josh when he has the banner? Is this some kind of next level bait? And just as he puts the flag up, everyone shows up from choke. I got baited as well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Josh was going to be left for dead once again, but instead he kills Ale. And Lego successfully retains control of this midpoint and fight themselves 6-4.
I wonder why SVIFT is scared. I mean, they've got an Uber advantage during that little fight as well. They could have maybe...
Not anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's gone now, and yeah, the player advantages are showing quite clearly for Lego, and they're going to do a little bit of a good job kiting the Uber. They've got their own Uber to kind of maybe chase this out, but it's looking a little bit nervous. They might have to actually commit Polygon to actually deal with this frontline aggression. Tiger is actually miraculously working with his soldiers to pick up these kills, and he's just bouncing off the walls, and he will actually turn this around for his team. Ale. Aggressive.
He almost kills Condom there with 3 stickies. That's a good thing that stickies have been nerfed, because in 2012 Condom would have been dead for sure just there.
Alright, well, things are kind of resetting back. None of these teams have faltered on the Ubers, however. Polygon has jumped in and he's fighting up against Josh. That will be a 3-soldier kill, but he's bought room for his team to enter the fight in. Flank is dealing with the flank situation themselves as well. A banner has come up for Josh, but again, everybody's running away from the Irishman, and he's like, please fight on, we need to hold on to this point for the respawners. And Zen! Josh! Wow, these are some very excellent turnaround kills. They could actually be able to get back to mid in time to block it. And Ali, he has to make the difficult decision to back out and leave the point behind, and he's busy fighting up against Josh, and Josh does not want to give up on this kill. Actually, he's calling backup, but the backup has been, I guess, out-backupped.
Josh!
Oh, what? He got the kill onto Babs? Why was Babs...
Perfect timing there by Josh for once.
Oh god, Tiger's in now. Tiger's just jumped in, he's going into the fray, he's saying it's my turn to make a massive turnaround for this team, and everyone's a little bit injured, and the rest of his team is joining him in this fight. Josh is the only one that's kind of standing up against it, but Tiger is the force to kind of knock Josh over. He is the hurricane to his island, and there we go, Condom will be chased as well. What is this game, Twiggy? Everyone just keeps going forward, and when they really, it feels like they should be going back, and everyone who's going back should be going forward, and
do we have a pause?
Oh my god,
we have a pause.
My sanity has paused.
The game went too insane even for the players. Someone had to crash.
Let's rehydrate, you know, let's calm down. Let's catch our nerves. 2-2. 11 minutes left. I'd imagine it's 90 seconds in the future as well if we're going by the old STV timing, so...
Yep. The one who can predict what is happening in this game in 90 seconds will be very smart. Because I surely can't. It looks like SVIFT is in a prime position to retake mid, but from there, it's anyone's game, and Samzi is going for some cute hiding play in floor instead of capping. Who knows what he can make out of it.
Twiggy, what's the answer to Tiger? It feels like he's the guy that makes these turnarounds.
Yeah,
it feels like 4 Lego players enters one building with like Tiger and another player, and then Tiger will come out with his other player successful in defending.
I believe it's because Lego split. They split a bit too much, and sometimes they go a bit too aggressive. I mean, it's very entertaining to watch for sure, and it works.
Lego too aggressive. Never.
Yep. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I clearly remember Peter saying that you don't push when you don't have a clear advantage at some point in the past, but yeah, that was the past for sure.
It feels...
But yeah.
I don't know. These banners as well have been very sporadic coming out in these games with very strange points. I mean, sometimes they do look like absolute genius, where they have like 2 players left, just Josh and like a scout, and the buff banner isn't respected, and they kind of go into the blob. The blob still finds a way, even though it's not really a blob.
The buff banner, man. It's the battalion's backup.
Sorry, man. I'm old.
Come on, you don't know your items.
Once upon a time, there was just one banner, okay, and we just called it the buff banner, and that was it.
Now there are 3.
Yeah, there are 3.
Yeah. And so the battle. Do we have to? Maybe we should. Maybe we should restate what they do. The battalion backup takes like 600 damage to charge, and when you pop it, you get immunity to crit shots, and you get a flat damage reduction, an aura of damage reduction. Whereas the buff banner, when you build it, you get mini crits, which is extremely funny when you combine it to direct hit. And with the conch, you get a speed boost and a life leech effect.
How come we don't see more of a more conscious slapped out Twiggy? It's always the battalion's backup right now, but
is it? The conch has been used quite a lot in the past. I believe that nowadays the big selling point of the battalion backup is the to me it's the crit immunity, because it makes snipers useless.
Oh yes, I didn't think about that aspect.
The way Josh uses it is that he pops it before entering the choke point, so that he doesn't have to blow the Uber charge. And because the battalion backup also gives the soldier 20 it's a 20 health increase. It means with the buff, the soldier is like 330, I believe, and that also helps him to soak damage. And that manages and this helps him to just go through a choke point and still pop later than the team they are pushing into. So I believe that's the whole selling point for the Josh playstyle, who likes to just jump into chokes.
If we had to crunch the numbers, Twiggy, and we had to figure out how many meat shots Tiger had to get onto Josh to take out Josh when he's got this battalion's back up.
I think it's I'm not sure it's just 5. I would say 4 perfect meat shots. But I believe 5.
And that's to assume that he wasn't healed during all that as well, I suppose.
5 is the safest, but you have to hit like 100% shots. So in practice, you can tank a lot more. But the big problem for Lego still is the fact that they split a bit too much, and they allow Tiger to just wreck people when they are split one by one. It's like they have these good engagements with Josh. Oh. And then they split to take multiple fights, and that's where the super DM for SVIFT shows up. And we are live.
Alright, going straight back into it, and they will capture that midpoint now, and the HUD is broken, so please forgive any issues. I think this actually got some... Oh, yep, they will commit in. They want to kind of hold on to the point just for the respawners advantage alone, and it will cost them a few players here and there, and Ali still doesn't want to give this up. He's committed a lot of time onto this point, and it feels like his team can still take this, but they're holding it at arm's length, Lego, and they don't want to really kind of do what they've been doing all game and overextending into these random little fights. And again, you see some of those respawners have to be paying off at this point. Twiggy, now the flank will actually be won out by Josh, and yep, Uber has been popped out, and I don't think they even have that Uber ready for Condom and Co, so he will have it soon now, and he'll have it in time to block this point with his team, and it looks like they don't even need to use it at the moment. They are getting quite a bit of hate. There we go. Polygon will be forced out, and they will get the kill onto Babs. Mission accomplished with that Uber. Now they just need to clean up these remaining players, and Samsy does kind of give a nice little final uppercut to the Lego team, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to change the matter.
The SMORC player gets taunted. I'm sure he's not happy about it. And there's the moment where the pause happened. I know Condom has 100% Uber advantage. Does SVIFT have any of classes? No, they don't. Yes, they have Pyro Sniper. Okay, Samsy is going on Pyro on this top left side for SVIFT, and it looks like that's the door Josh is looking to pick. But what's happening? Oh, they were on charge. Okay, that's just my HUD that was broken. They are just building on balcony. But still, they have quite a hefty Uber advantage. But the way Lego is postured, they are just in front of the Pyro. So now they have spotted the Pyro. What is the call? Will they still go? It looks like they will still go. They will not respect the Pyro at all.
Yep, the Pyro has been an absolute non-factor, it feels like. If anything, it felt it'll be easier for them to get into that fight with a scout down for SVIFT, and Polygon will kind of try and pick the front line of Lego, who are very rapid and on top of the point already, and Zorit is doing a good job of actually capping out that point. They will get bodies finally onto it for SVIFT, and they will commit the Uber charge as well to kind of make that defense super safe, but I don't know, man, these sort of camp points make you a bit tense. You don't really want to push out at all.
Yeah, and this time Josh escapes, reads the situation much better than previously, and now it's the ball is in Condam's court. He has 40% lead in Uber charge, and Silentes goes engineer, so one less soldier to hold last and 2 scouts. This could prove to be a mistake or a genius play. We're going to see.
Well, it was 2 scouts, and it's now another pyro. Samsey wants another cracker this time. He wants a redemption for his little play before, but they should know that he's there now because he hasn't revealed himself. He popped into the other doorway, and they have got a sentry gun to kind of deal with that as well now. And the scouts are very ineffective because of that sentry gun. So very nice play from Silentes to actually pick up the engineer.
Either it's a totally trash play, either it's a genius move to force Swift to push out once again.
Oh yeah, they meant to fail, guys, it's okay, and Ali's going in and he will get an Uber before he is dropped, and Ali gets a fat Uber solo.
Josh is behind.
Doesn't manage to get his way in, but they've got a sentry gun to deal with Josh surely if he was going for
Josh
the
is
back
going to flank on second instead. And Lego are going to take the fight, the scrappy fight on second. They know that Silentes is still engineer, so it's basically so Swift are basically pushing with 5 players. Condom pops, I don't know why. Maybe his mouse finger was itching or something, but they managed to get Ali. Okay, this could still go Lego's way. Without a demo man, they can just flood the point. They have 2 soldiers, and it works. Okay. My bad, I have trolled Condom too early. It was a good Uber after all.
That was, I think the second I saw that Uber popped and I looked at Babs' positioning, I was thinking, yep, this is in the bad. They completely forgot the Uber was going to happen during that fight, and Babs was just way too forward. I mean, the entire team of SVIFT was way too forward. It wasn't just down on the medic. At that point, they committed too much to the fight and they just didn't get enough with it. And Condom just stayed alive, and then, again, it's that little bait that kind of pulled them into second and then fight them there and then claim their 3 last.
Yep, and now another mid fight is going on. Josh has been relatively denied, but Dimul gets the double frag. He turns the situation around. Condom is duking for his dear life. Tiger, the man, goes down, and now can Silentes do it with 40 health? No, he dies, Ali's out, and surely now it's Lego's game to lose. There is 6 minutes left.
Yep. With a full Uber charge advantage, you can't help but feel, Twiggy, that they want to get those ETF2L points, and keep in mind that it would be very helpful to them. Up, he's actually going to get the alley kill, maybe? Oh, he actually craters inside! Oh, not like this, Ali! Oh man, that might have sealed the fate for this last point.
Was Josh trolling with the escape plan, or was he out of ammo again? We will never know, man.
Well,
but what we know for sure is that Condom is pushing on last from left side, doesn't respect Tiger, who misses the shot. Another Uber charge is great for Lego, but they still haven't put a lot of cap time on it. Tiger is trying to block, Ali is jumping on the point. 2 frags go Lego's way, and the break is done. 5 minutes left, 2 rounds deficit for Swift. Is this the crumble, man?
You could see how much Ali being missing on that point hurt them over on the side of SVIFT. They just kind of bum rushed the point, and once they got enough cap time, they were playing Lego's game there. They were throwing everybody into the pot, and they were just doing a good job of just controlling and punishing anybody that was attempting to block that point there. So very nice play from Josh for his aggression actually paying off there in that last round.
Yep. And now Josh is going to control the tower. A passive setup for Swift doesn't work as Dimul trades for Babs. And now all Swift players have to go forward to try to kill Condom. Condom manages barely to escape. Will he be able to reach the health pack? I believe so. Sorex cleans Polygon, and it's now Samsey with 13, Tiger with 85, and Ali full. Where's Ali? Ali's in cafe. He has the cheeky sticky trap. But Lego is not going this way at all. Lego are coming from flower, and Ali just escapes.
Oh, what does he escape? Oh, what a place to try and escape from. He entered right in front of the eyes of Lego. I thought he would have backed out the other way there. But pretty mid for Lego, and with Condom surviving, it was kind of an auto win just from heals alone, as Bams didn't really enter the fight there.
It's still technically possible. Swift are still postured very calmly on their second point building, recognizing the Uber disadvantage. Are Lego going to push, actually? Doesn't look like it, man.
Yep, all quiet on the Western Front, but I mean, when you're Lego, you're kind of happy with this scenario. You've got 2 rounds ahead, and the time is also on your side, with only around probably roughly a minute it takes per cap in TF2. You can probably safely say that it's very hard for them to make the comeback here. They would have to do a tremendous throw, but if there's any team that can make a tremendous throw and have anybody make these comebacks, it's going to be Lego Twiggy, as they've done so in the past. But maybe they've learned from the mistakes now. Maybe they've actually learned when it's time to park the bus.
Yes, but the positioning for Swift is much better. Silentes gets a free entry from Cafe, destroys Condom, destroys Dimul. Now the wheel is going to change hands.
Oh my god, that was the biggest bomb coming out from Silentes. He got 3 kills and a heap load of damage on the 4th one as well. Domo is the only one alive, and he's distracting a lot of players. There we go, Tiger will find the kill onto him, but Condom will get that forward respawn with Sonic, so we have the chance to kind of claw back that Uber now, and maybe if they delayed it with something like a sentry gun, or there we go, Zen's already picking up the engineer now, they could maybe make the close the gap between that Uber.
And technically, Swift can still bring it to a golden cap if they score the round. Right now, they will have 2 minutes to get a perfect round. So it all comes down to this push. Ali is going to lead the charge with Samzi on the right hand side. I think they spotted the sentry gun. Ali goes in, gets juggled, destroys the sentry gun. Okay.
Yeah, but they've got
the counter Uber charge.
Yep,
oh, it's very tense.
Yeah, the counter Uber does come out, and they still have a chance to maybe DM this out, but with the Zen on heavy weapons guy, it's going to be hard. Polygon does get some nice damage into him, but look at Condom getting that nice heal onto the fat man. It's just not going to go down at this point, and there we go. It's dipping into their round time where they really need that for the next potential comeback, Twiggy, and I think the fat lady's singing at this point. It's probably going to be 4-2.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. Even if Swift managed to get the round in the last minute, there's no way they can score another round. And Lego really showed themselves onto this map. I thought they would fare better onto Snakewater, but I was wrong once again.
Well. Looks like 3 ETF2L points all around, Twiggy. Both of these Titans showing that. I think it kind of comes down to the maps, Twiggy. It feels like the story for both of these teams, whether or not... I mean, now that they've played themselves in the season, they could maybe change the outcome on these 2 maps. They can go back to the drawing board, look at what they've done wrong, what they did right, and kind of reevaluate and, you know, improve by the time playoff comes round. And I mean, it's almost certainly at this point that both of these teams will be at playoff. I mean, how can you picture a playoff without a team like SVIFT and a team like Lego?
It's very likely that these 2 teams will face again this time in the best of 3. So yeah, I'm very thrilled about this outcome. It's refreshing to have a season without a team that goes perfect like Pepsi or like All 7. So yeah, it's a good show for the future, and it surely will give some ideas to Low Pounder who will face Swift in the near future. I don't know if it's next week. I'm gonna check.
It'll be one of these weeks. Because Antic ended up dropping from the competition. It does kind of give a random team a free week. So is it next week? Is it?
Yeah, it's next week.
Well, that's going to be a very hype match. But there you go. It has been actually solidified for us. It is 3-4, or I should say 4-3 Lego. And this time I got it right. No mixing up of the teams here. It is a draw. A classic draw, no golden caps, no nothing. We could probably get the logs loaded if the TF2 gods are kind to us. I see. Nothing is working, I'm being told in my ear. So we're just going to throw all of our computers into the fire and go back to sticks and, you know, cans and telephone wires, Twiggy.
Yep. So yeah, once again, Ali gets a very nice game stat-wise. Top damage with almost 11k damage. Behind him is Samzi, who was on fire tonight. 28 frags and 16 deaths for the German pocket scout. Josh had a much better game kills wise this time. He got 27 frags for 17 deaths, which is much better than 12 to 20 on the previous map. And Tiger has been relatively kept in check. 23 to 16 for the British scout, 265 damage per minute. Slightly outclassed by Zen, who also got 23 frags and got a slightly more damage per minute with 274. So yeah, despite Domo being close to the bottom of the scoreboard with only 237 DPM and 12 frags, the dynamic playstyle that Josh used this map has put Swift off the tracks on City Sunshine.
Yeah. I want to refer back to the mids as well. I kind of diagnosed that whoever wins these mids is probably going to win the game, and I mean, because it's almost, I guess you could say, it almost translates perfectly. I mean, 4 mid wins for Lego, and they won by 4 rounds. 3 mid wins for SVIFT, and they win by they win 3 rounds as well. And some of the rounds actually do translate. There is a bit of a discrepancy here and there, but it still somewhat holds true. It feels like whoever kind of gets a good foot on this mid fight really takes control of the game.
Yeah, it was, and really props to Lego approaching these last pushes with key rotation and key failed push to bait Swift out. It has been a very entertaining game, but perhaps the best way to find out if it has been entertaining to the players is to ask them, as we have some players ready for an interview.
Oh boy, I'm just going to wait patiently for my Mr. Producer man to drag them in, take off their muzzles as well. And alright, we are greeted in by Condom from Team Lego and Samzy from Team Swift. Welcome guys, welcome. First I'm going to have a little chat with Samzy. Samzy, just fresh from that Sunshine map, what do you think went wrong there?
Yeah, I think we didn't manage to keep Babs alive on a single mid, which is pretty dreadful, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Our pushes were really bad as well. Like, we constantly kept overextending, losing players, and like really dumb situations as well. And that's, well, we got punished for that quite often, I think.
Right. Well, Condom, you did win the Sunshine map. It wasn't quite the case for our first map of the evening, which was Snakewater. What do you think went wrong for you guys on Snakewater?
We had some core mistakes and lack of coordination sometimes. We made some pretty bad pushes and we got caught out a lot. So going into it, we didn't really expect much either. So we're happy with what we got.
Also, just a quick little curiosity. Where is Dr. Phil this evening? How come we couldn't make it out for the official?
Dr. Phil is on holiday, but no matter, because Domo is a fantastic player anyways.
Yeah, he did play for your team once upon a time, didn't he? So I guess it wouldn't have been too much of a shake-up for you guys. So, need to think of some good questions on the spot. Samzy, tell me, what do you think? I mean, the season has been coming towards like a bit of an end now. We're in week 5. We're just about there towards the end. How are you guys feeling compared to your ambitions at the start of the season? Is everything coming together quite nicely as you expected, or has it been a lot more difficult than you thought it was going to be?
No, I think we got every game pretty much as we expected it. Like, the turnout of these games, like we said from the beginning, that Lego and Low Panda will probably be the toughest competitors in the season, and well, we got to play Lego tonight, and we saw what they do now, and I guess we will adapt and look forward to the playoffs.
How about you, Condom? Do you feel like your season has been going well for you guys?
We've had our ups and downs, but we're really coming together as a team again and sort of working on our coordination through the games. So the only way is up from here on out. We're only moving forward, only getting better.
That's what I like to hear. Now, maybe I might be jumping the gun a little bit, but I'm going to safely assume that you guys are probably going to be in the playoffs. I mean, I can't really picture it without both of you guys as teams in there. So, do you think you guys are going to benefit from the playoff system, the whole best of 3 format, choosing your maps and whatnot? I'm going to direct this question to Samsy first.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I don't know how next week goes against Low Panda, but I'm pretty sure that we're not going to play Sunshine again. It was just way too messy, and so that might favor us, or like give us a slight edge on others, that we don't have to play a map that's apparently quite bad for us. But I don't know. I feel like in all these playoff games, it always matters like who is good on the day, and I don't know, if we choke, we might lose. If we play good, we win. Simple as that, really.
How about you, Condom? Are you looking forward to the map pick scenario where you can just kind of disregard one map entirely?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Is there a particular map in mind that you've got?
Not really. We have to kind of figure out which maps we're good on throughout the season. But I think Sunshine and Reckoner are strong contenders for the fuck you map we don't want to play. Thanks, admins.
Yeah, bring back Runnery. Cheers.
I'm sure the admins will take your feedback on board.
Nah.
Well, if you guys had to drop, like, maybe if you had to dip into some older maps, maybe, like if we couldn't bring back Granary, and we had to get rid of like another map like Sunshine or Reckoner, like what map would you like to see back? Is there an old map that you guys remember fondly?
Yeah. There was like this one version of Logjam like 4 years ago that was actually pretty good until the guy like started changing everything. I really enjoyed that one actually, and I think a lot of the people in the community did as well. But then he just changed every capture point completely and added new pathways and stuff and completely ruined it. So it's not gonna happen, I guess.
How about you, Condom? You got any old gems that you remember?
I miss old Badlands. I miss being able to push last and being able to push out of last. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, who knew that just a few little tiny changes could change the map so drastically?
There's also this cool map called Granary. I don't know what happened to it, but
Granary.
Yeah, Granary Pro is actually pretty good.
It's like the most fun like transition map. If you know how to push, that is.
That map sure has stood the test of time.
Fired.
But I mean, who in the right mind would remove such a wonderful map, a huge legacy?
I think you have to watch a lot of anime to be that retarded, to be honest.
Oh my! All right,
Shots are
okay.
definitely fired.
Before we start turning things into a hate group, Twiggy, have you got any questions that isn't related to anime at all?
I wanna know for a question to Condom. I wanna know how much Josh dictates the playstyle for your team. I've seen him jump a lot. I've seen him jump in a lot. So I wondered how you managed to play behind him.
Josh is the major. He's the main color for our team, and he makes the strats and calls everything. He's a very underrated player. He doesn't get enough thanks for what he does for our team, but he's a very, very dominant main color, and he leads our team. So yes, he's absolutely leading most of our plays, and even though he jumps in forward, he's making space, and we'll have a follow-up call and such and such.
John the Major. Yeah, and for Samsy, did you practice any last pushes on CP Sunshine? Because to me it looked quite clean on some occasions where you got really crisp focus fire and priorities.
We played Sunshine for the first time tonight in our warm-up.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Same here.
I'm not gonna lie, like, we tried to implement some last pushes on the fly, and like, we had like a plan lined up, but I don't know, there was like just always something going wrong, like, we got pushed by a solid behind the lobby and lost one early, or, I don't know, just unnecessary mistakes that just didn't benefit us in the end.
And why, in your opinion, is it that relatively exotic maps such as Sunshine, Reckoner, or even Viaduct don't see a lot of practice play outside of just the weeks these maps are played?
I think people just generally get frustrated when they have to play the map. I mean, I think it's honestly that simple. People just don't enjoy playing the map, so they will only play it when they actually have to. And if a map is good and well-rounded, like, well, I would say Gully Watch, for example, is a really good and well-rounded map. then people will play it, and they will play it in mixes, they will choose it in perks. Yeah. Just more enjoyable to play a map you like.
The open call to the map makers is made. Just make fun maps, guys.
I mean,
I'm out of questions.
I've got maybe one last question. Do you guys, in your opinion, think it's possible to get like a perfect 7 map rotation? Do you think the community has enough, I guess, love of TF2 maps, I suppose, to kind of rotate between 7 maps? Or is 7 maps just too much in a repertoire for the average TF2 player? Is it always just going to be 3 favorites or 4 favorites?
I think so, yeah. But this is just down to not enough people actually making new maps. Or making good new maps, really. I mean, you see the occasional thread popping up on teamfortress.tv when someone introduces a new map. And most of these maps just stay in like alpha or beta stage for literally ever. So, yeah.
How about you, Condom? Is there such thing as the perfect 7 map rotation?
No, there's always going to be people disagreeing, and there's, like you said, there's just not enough incentive to push new maps out, and it's really hard to make a genuinely good TF2 map or single maps.
There we go, guys. We not only did we criticize the admins, but we kind of gave them a little bit of humanity in the end. There, it's a difficult job, isn't it? To kind of,
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, that seems like a very nice, well-rounded off interview stage, if I do say so myself. And I think Twiggy satisfied.
I am.
All right. Well, it's time for shout-outs then. And, of course, we're going to go in alphabetical order. Guests first. So, Condom, you got any special people out there you want to shout out to?
I've got a shout-out to our manager, Amy. Having her back as a manager is the only reason we don't suck anymore. Only reason.
Only.
And then shout-out to Josh. Shout-out to Izon. Shout-out to Phil as well.
Yeah.
And shout-out to Domo. Lovely Domo.
Samsy, you got any shout-outs for the good people out there?
Yeah. Shout out to my team. Sorry for tilting a little bit on the first map.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Sony Black. Please come back. Shout out to Pumzilla. Please come back. Shout out to Kanfo. Please come back. And yeah, thanks for putting up the cast and production crew. Yada yada yada. There you go.
Now that's a correct shout-out if I've ever heard one. All right, Twiggy, have you got any?
Yeah, shout out to TFTV staff. Shout out to Shog, shout out to Swan, and shout out to Ultimate. And good luck to Martin next week.
Now, Beta, do I dare ask if the people can hear you? Is it one of those casts or is it the other kind of cast?
I can speak a bit. I think, yeah, it was a very fun game. Definitely both teams just ran into each other. It's always fun. I like to apologize for logs not working and reports. I'm pretty sure they saw like 1 report. Like I just couldn't get it to work.
Gentleman John.
Yeah. Definitely blame him, not me. That's very important to me. But yeah, just shout out to both teams, and that's all I have to say. See you at LAN, I guess.
I'm going to give a big shout out to you guys at home watching. You're the reason we do this, so thank you very much for tuning in to our very last minute prepared cast. Please forgive, I finished work rather late. But otherwise, a big shout out to Condon for joining us on the interview stage, as well as Samsy. We've got a big shout out for Beta, of course, doing all the major production, and Twiggy for being a lovely co-caster this evening. You've been great, guys. Thank you very much. Otherwise, I'll give maybe a quick plug to my own personal Twitter before I get into the major plugs of TFTV. So follow me at _TurboTabs. I'm just going to probably never post a tweet ever, but I'm trying to get better. Anyway. Otherwise, we've got our own Twitter on teamfortress.tv. We've got our own Facebook that we never update. We've also got a YouTube that we always update, and we've got a TF2 website that is always updating as well. So if you want to follow or find or enjoy any of those, feel free to go search and hunt down for them. Otherwise, I've been TurboTabs. This has been your ETF2L Season 28 Week 5 game of LEGO versus SVIFT. It has been a tie this evening. It's been CP Sunshine, CP Snakewater. And yeah, that's everything. See you next time.